Hey everybody, if you're wanting to double your deal size while working less and become the #1 rep at your company, I want to introduce you to Tim Maynard, my client who did exactly that. Keep watching and enjoy. Hey, what's going on? Marcus Shan here, and with my client Tim Maynard, who's been absolutely crushing it. Tim, do you want to introduce yourself about who you are and what you do?
Absolutely, Marcus. So Tim Maynard, and I sell fitness equipment to businesses here in the state of Iowa. I've been at it for about a decade and excited to be here.
Awesome, brother. Before we started working together, what was the problem you were running into?
I would say a couple big issues. And the first one would probably just be being overwhelmed with lack of organization. I have a traveling sales role, so I'm a field rep out in the field. And so every day is a little bit different. And anytime I'm disorganized, the only way around it is put in more hours. And that was something I just didn't want to do more of. So I would say one of the biggest things would have been organization, as well as my discovery and presentation. Those would probably be the biggest three things.
As you're running into these problems, organization, discovery, or even your presentation process, and you realize it wasn't maybe to the level you would hope it to be, how did it make you feel at the time? Do you remember?
Oh my goodness, overwhelmed. That's the easiest way to put it, is just pure overwhelm.
So how did you find me? How did you find Menly?
I think I found you, somehow your book was recommended.
Oh, awesome.
And I looked it up, checked out the reviews, got it, read through it, and instantly I'm like, yep, this is the framework. This is exactly the framework. And from there, I think I probably scheduled a call and we were pretty much off to the races.
Dude, I love that. Now, before you booked a call, did you have any doubts or fears or hesitations about maybe reaching out, getting coaching help? What made you say, I'm going to do it anyway, I'm going to call this guy?
I'd been in a mastermind before, more on the real estate end. And so I did understand the mastermind and just the benefit of having someone that's went down that path before. And I've also had accountability coaches on a small level, but I've been doing this a while and I've never had a sales coach. And the light bulb just went off for me of, why have I not done this? I love sales. I love what I do. Why not be the best at doing it? And especially after reading your book, there was no hesitation to look into the program.
Dude, I love that. Once you joined the program, was there anything in particular that really helped you the most?
I would say one small thing. So I've been doing sales a while, but it's all been pretty much self-taught, which is funny to think about. The main thing that really connected with me is just presenting my quotes and my offers live with a prospect. I typically have quite a few transactions just because the range of sale can really vary. So I do present a lot, but it had always just been via email. And instantly within your program, within your coaching, you would just offer, why don't you just present it to them live so you can get feedback? Again, Marcus, I've been doing this for a while, but just that little insight of, yeah, no duh. How about I see what they think of what I'm presenting rather than just send it in an email and wonder.
I love that. It's always funny, right? Because a lot of times I find is all of us, myself included, we get stuck in like a habit of doing something a certain way. So we don't really think to maybe second guess it or challenge it, right? And someone external, hey, why do you do it this way? They're like, that's a good point.
Seriously, so that would have been one of the first things that I picked up from the program is just start presenting live. And the other cool thing, it just engaged me a lot more because instead of just putting together a fancy presentation here in my office, sending it out, it was like, oh, we're on the front lines now. And I can see what their reaction is. And that's just so valuable for them and for me. That it's really helped, both from a revenue perspective and just an overall enjoyment of the process.
Dude, I love that. And for you, once you join, how long did it take for you to see just any type of result?
Oh, I would say within the first 30 days in terms of going through the program, looking at organization, and I probably jumped on a call the first week. Actually, you know what? I take that back. You actually coached me right before I joined the program. And that probably, Marcus, would have been one of the main things where just hearing you walk through a situation with me, I was like, this is so needed because it is so much different having a professional coach that is not in your company. There's a different, what's the word, kind of bias.
Totally.
If I go to my boss with the same question, there's one way of looking at it. Whereas if I can extract that from my company, bring it to you as well as other people that are in the group, it's just a collectively way better way to look at something in multiple ways versus just Here's what 20 other people that are in my industry think we should do. And it's all the same stuff.
You end up getting biased by the company. There's emotions tied to it. So you can't
Yes.
make objective decisions that actually will move your deal forward.
Yes.
You get stuck in this. This is how we've always done it, right? That's a dangerous place to go. So how long did it take for you to earn back your initial investment?
I would put it right at about 60 days.
Amazing.
I haven't looked back. I've probably been in the program now about 6 months.
Yeah.
I need to look back and look at the actual data, but I'm pretty confident that my number of transactions have went down because the size of transactions has went up. And that is exactly what I'm going for.
Right.
I'm trying to just go after those bigger deals that are more
Right.
of long-term relationship,
Right.
larger enterprise deals. And with your program, it's really helped me think of everything systematically so that I'm not reinventing the wheel every single time.
I love that. And as you reflect back 6 months in, what are maybe some of your proudest outcomes you had?
I would say being able to get a more organized schedule. Again, I'm a field rep, so I'm out traveling. I now have a set schedule that I adhere to probably at least like 70% of the time, where before I would just wing it and go where the customers told me to go.
Yeah.
And this organization, what I'm bringing it back to is this has allowed me to be more present with my family because I got 2 young girls and a wife, and it's made it easier because with that structure, I've been able to be with my family more. Here's when work gets cut off. It's time to be dad. It's time to be husband. Whereas before, it was just grind, work more, and yeah, that's not always the solution.
Yeah, I think it's really cool because if you didn't have responsibilities, didn't have a wife, kids, and other responsibilities, you can grind if you really want to, but do you even enjoy that? But when you start having other responsibilities in life, you start realizing, man, if I keep doing this, how long can I even last? I can't keep this up. And obviously, you have young kids, right? Where do you think your life would be right now if you hadn't taken action and hadn't joined the program?
Oh my goodness. I used the word overwhelm earlier, and I would take that overwhelm probably times 10. Again, the organization that I've learned from you and how you think about things has just made it so that my life is just less chaotic. And it's also allowed me to really look at what's my 5-year, 10-year plan and have a totally different outlook on what that's going to be just from the organization standpoint. But yeah, if I didn't join the program, I would have been kicking myself just because I know I would have just been doing what I have been doing the past 9 years, which does work. But I'm always asking that question, what is the better way to do this? Because again, it all boils back down to, I want to set an example for my kids. It's not just, yeah, you can work 90, 100 hours a week, but there's just so much more to it. And I'd rather teach them, my dad is kicking ass and he's not always working. How does he do this? So.
I love that. I think it's so inspirational, right? I always think of like, how can I myself be an inspiration for my kid? Or how can I show him, like, if you learn high leverage skills and you run away a certain way and operate a certain way, you can create a more harmonious life, or you can make a great income, have great results, be present in your family. You can, for lack of a better term, have it all, if you will, if you are intentional with how you show up every single day in every part of your life.
Because the kids, they're always watching.
They are always watching, whether we realize it or not.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, the more I can show them that I am happy with what I do and I'm always constantly trying to get better, that's going to instill into them, I hope, those same types of principles.
Dude, I love that. Now, as you reflect on this past 6 months or so, have you compared how your results are doing in comparison to your prior year or to other people on your team?
Yeah. In terms of team-wise, again, my average sale has went up, which is exactly what I was going after. I think we've got about 40 sales reps in our org, and just across the board, 2024 has crushed everybody. Now, without your program, my numbers would be down with them as well. But luckily, with your program, with the organization, and just taking advantage of the opportunities that are in my pipeline, I've been able to stay up right where I need to be.
Dude, I love that. Have you looked at even how much your deal size has increased as a result, even like percentage wise?
Again, I got to pull the reports, but I think it's at least doubled. At least that's
incredible,
which is a game changer.
High leverage, baby. That's high leverage.
High leverage. This year, after your program, there is one particular deal that I used what I learned in your program to help me close a fitness center. That was probably about 180K.
Amazing.
And going through that process, it really helped me realize, okay, this is what I need to be paying attention to, because I enjoyed the process.
Yeah.
They enjoyed working with me. They even said to me, we went with you because you just seemed like you knew what you were doing. And that all boils down to the organization and just the process that I learned from you. Because I remember I was being very deliberate with more discovery calls with them and extracting more information prior to me getting a quote out to them so they could review. I set up my initial discovery phone call, and then more of a deep dive, and then probably 3 more discovery calls. And yeah, so thank you.
That's amazing. Now, if there was someone out there that was watching this on the fence about booking a call or join the program, what would you say to someone like that?
You can sit around and you can wish for things to get better, or you can take just the next step to take control of your future to make things better. And that would be book a call with Marcus and his team. One of the things I love best about your program is you're just a real dude. You practice what you preach. You're just authentic. And I appreciate that, because there isn't a whole lot of authenticity out there in some programs. But immediately I could tell right away. I'm like, yep, this is the real dude. And just the frameworks that transition from the book to the program, I really like that. So yeah, if you are on the fence and you're considering, is this something I should do or shouldn't do, book the call. Find out for yourself. But yeah, meeting up with you instantly, I'm like, yep, it's on.
Now, some people say, that sounds cool, but Tim, he's dabbled in masterminds and coaching programs before, and some of them have never actually made that leap of investing more than just books into themselves. And if there's someone who's never made that leap before, and maybe I don't think I have the money for investing thousands of dollars to a coaching program, like I'm scared, maybe I should keep reading books and watching YouTube videos, what would you say to someone like that?
Joining this program, your future self is going to thank you for it, because if I were to just keep reading the books and looking on YouTube, trying to go at it all on my own, maybe I would eventually figure out the information. But what's that going to take, 6-7 years? Or you could invest in the program and make your money back because of the skills that you've gotten better at. And you'll be so much further ahead. And with your skill set, again, you'll be able to repay what you invested into the program, that you won't second guess yourself. And just for some good context, I remember I was looking at buying some more real estate, and I'm like, running the cash on cash return and the ROI to be this much. And then I just really stopped to think about it. It was probably off Alex Hermosi podcast, where he was just talking about the biggest investment, it's you. And it was just a no-brainer once I looked at how much the course was. And then if I were to scale my income, it was like, okay, this is a no-brainer. So if you're scared of where does the money come from, how am I going to come up with it, think about it purely as an investment, because it is. It's an investment on yourself. And sales is just so cool because every company can always use a valuable salesperson. That's it. Every company needs more revenue. So a program like yours, it makes you bulletproof.
Do I love that. Anything else you want to share before we wrap up?
I think the main thing is just thank you. I mean, thank you. Again, just going back to the overwhelm that I was experiencing, my trajectory has completely changed, not only for what I do as a sales professional, but as I'm looking at investments and how I'll be a leader in my own companies as I make more sales income that can then be invested so that money can grow. And I know my trajectory would be much different if I wasn't a part of your program. So thanks, my man.
Awesome. Now, if you enjoyed this interview and you're interested in doubling your deal size, eliminating overwhelm, and becoming the #1 rep while working less, go ahead and book a time below or anywhere you see on this page, and we'll see if we can help you too. Thank you so much for watching.